This video will provide a demonstration of the way that your program should operate when you turn in a program to satisfy the requirements for Programming Assignment 4 in CSC 120. So as you know from looking at the instructions, you were supposed to take the class definition that you developed for Programming Assignment 2 and reuse that in Programming Assignment 4. And what you're going to add would be user interface elements, a text field for each of the properties of your class that you developed in Programming Assignment 2, and a label for each of the text fields. Then two buttons, one that will process the data that the user enters into the text fields, and another one that will display some statistics that are calculated. And then also the interface includes a text area at the bottom that is used to display the output of the program. So let's go around here, or let's see what we could do. Let's assume that for my Programming Assignment 2, I developed a class that described Olympic countries. So the class will have 5 properties. For this example, there's 2 string properties, which would be the name of the country and the continent where the country is located, both as strings, and then 3 integer properties, the number of gold medals, silver medals, and bronze medals that the country won in the most recent Winter Olympics. So let's see what we could do with this. Let's say, and then yes, there are 2 buttons here that we will process. You'll see how that works. So I can click up here in the first field and enter a country name. Let's look at Italy. It helps to spell it correctly. And Italy is located in Europe. Now, to move from field to field, you can either use the Tab key on the keyboard, or you can actually click with the mouse, either one. And in the most recent Winter Olympics, Italy won 3 gold medals and 2 silvers and 5 bronzes. Okay, so if I click the Process Form Data button, now what should happen when I click this button, the system will retrieve all of the text that was entered into the text fields and make a new Olympic country object, and then it will append to the text area the result of the toString method for the object that was created. Okay, and then I also am printing a second line which will show the number of countries that have been entered so far, a count of how many times the Process Form Data button has been clicked. So notice this first line of output, Italy is located in Europe and won 3 gold, 2 silver, and 5 bronze medals in the 2018 Olympics. That comes from the toString method of my Olympic country class. Now, when I click the Process Form Data button, I used set text to erase the prior contents of the fields. So if I click back up here again, I don't have to erase or wipe out the former thing that I typed. You can do that. If you don't have to do that, it's up to you. Let's see, another country that was in the Winter Olympics was the United States. And the United States is located in North America. And the United States won 9 gold medals, and let's see, 8 silvers and 6 bronzes. Okay, and then I can click Process Form Data, and notice that the output is similarly formatted because it comes from the toString method, but the specific country name, continent name, and medal counts came from the most recent data that I entered into the form, and now I've entered 2 countries so far. Okay. Let's do a third country before we take a look at some statistics. Let's say that we would look at Canada. So Canada is also from North America. Okay, and let's see, gold medals. Canada had 11 golds and 8 silver and 5 bronze in the most recent Olympics. So we'll say Process Form Data. And now there's the stats for Canada, and we can see the countries entered so far. Now, the statistics that I calculated, I'm going to show the total number of medals that were won by all countries, the average number of medals of each kind that was won by each, per country, and then also the maximum and minimum number of medals of each type that were won by all that were entered so far. So if you look at this, the maximum number of gold is 11. The maximum number of silver is 8, tied. Both the United States and Canada had 8. And then the maximum number of bronze medals is 6. And the minimums, I guess Italy, for this data, Italy has the minimums of each of those. Okay, so let's see what happens if I click the Display Numeric Statistics button. And you'll see that the three countries, they want a total of 23 gold, 18 silver, and 16 bronzes. And those are the statistics, the correct averages, divide if you take those totals and divide by 3. And the most medals of one of each type, 11 gold, 8 silver, and 6 bronze, and 3, 2, and 5 would be the fewest. Okay, we could add a couple more countries. Oh, and by the way, I'm using append in the text area so that you can use the scrolly bar to go back and see the previous anything that was entered to that point. Let's try Kazakhstan, which is in Asia, and the Kazakhs won a bronze medal in the Olympics, so we can enter that data. And now let's look at numeric statistics. And so the 4 countries won, there's 1 more bronze, so the bronze average went up. But of course the other averages went down because there's 4 countries now instead of 3. And notice that the minimums now are what was what the Kazakhs did. Okay, one last example here. Norway is in Europe. They were the big winners of the Winter Olympics, 14 gold, 14 silver, 11 bronze. And now the 5 countries entered to this point have won a total of those many medals, and those are the correct averages if you divide those totals by 5. And notice that the maximums and minimums are correct. Now for your program, you only have to keep track of the statistics for one of the numeric fields of your class, the class that you wrote. I did it for all 3 just because I wanted to, but the minimum requirements would be that you must keep track of the statistics for one numeric field in your class definition. So good luck with Program 4. Hope you have fun with it, and hope this video shows you what you need to do for the way your program should operate in response to Programming Assignment 4.